faith as a scientist. Faith, to me, means belief in the absence of evidence. And I want to begin by illustrating the difference between faith-based belief and evidence-based belief in the form of a spoof issue of the Quarterly Review of Biology, well-known biological journal. And I've invented an issue, a special issue, on the vexed question of how did the dinosaurs come to an end? Did an asteroid kill the dinosaurs? And I've got a list of imaginary papers that might be submitted to the Quarterly Review on this question, did an astronaut kill the dinosaurs? First paper, iridium layer at KT boundary and potassium-argon dated crater in Yucatan indicate that an asteroid killed the dinosaurs. Perfectly sensible, respectable scientific paper. The President of the Royal Society has been vouchsafed a strong inner conviction that an asteroid killed the dinosaurs. It has been privately revealed to Professor Huxtane that an asteroid killed the dinosaurs. Professor Haldley was brought up to have total and unquestioning faith that an asteroid killed the dinosaurs. Professor Hawkins has promulgated an official dogma binding on all loyal Hawkinsians that an asteroid killed the dinosaurs. Well, I hope it's clear that paper number 1 is the one that I approve of, and I hope that nobody will approve of papers 2, 3, 4, or 5. To what's true about the world. Faith can sometimes be caught